everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves here for another update video, transfer news and just news in general from in and around the Molineux. Hope you guys are doing well. Just 2 games of the season left now, Fulham at home and Liverpool away. I've actually managed to get my Liverpool away ticket, so really looking forward to that. But hopefully we can get 7th place sealed by Saturday against Fulham. But before we kick off, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you do. Click the little notification bell as well so you don't miss out on any uploads. Today we're talking transfers, and we're going to kick off with a player that actually plays for Wolves, Enobakhare. He's been out on loan at Coventry City this season. Still only 21 years of age. Had a couple of loan spells recently. Most recent one being sort of a failed one up in Scotland. But he came back to Wolves and got loaned out to Coventry City this season in League One. And to be fair, he's lit up Coventry's second half of the season. Wolves do have an option. His contract is up at the end of this season. But Wolves do have an option to extend it for 12 months if they wish. But nothing has been confirmed just yet, whether it's done, but it's just not being reported. I don't know. Personally, for me, I think with the form well, as fans in general, I think we all know there is definitely talent there with Enobakhare. But we saw it at times in the Championship last season where he was just frustrating, where he wouldn't let the ball go. You know, at times there were suspect performances, but we all know there's talent there. So for me personally, I would renew this contract. It's just going to extend his current contract for another 12 months. If anything, it's going to up his value as well. But he's obviously done very well in League One with Coventry, and I think he's ready to step up for like a mid-table tier Championship club. We saw with Wolves last season, on his day he can perform, and I think with players around him, in a similar sort of way to Adama Traore, if his brain's in gear, he could be the business. But it looks like Coventry City are trying their best to keep hold of him. Any press conferences with the Coventry manager Mark Robins, he's pretty tight-lipped about it. But Enobakhare last week on his Instagram put a story saying, "I'm staying," with a blue heart, obviously sort of indicating that he was staying at Coventry. He's already said that he's enjoying his time there, but in the news today, he's said it's all up to Wolves and he doesn't know anything about what is going on. So that's the first one. That's something we're going to keep our eye out on. But as I say, for me personally, I'd probably look to keep him for that extra year. Secondly, Wolves have been linked with another youth prospect. It's Jamie Hamilton, the captain of the Scotland under-17s. He actually plays for Hamilton, which makes things a little bit confusing. So Jamie Hamilton playing for Hamilton in Scotland, but he's yet to make a first team appearance for them. Hamilton have got a half-decent track record at producing some decent players. There's James McArthur and James McCarthy, who have both come from Hamilton Academical, who have both gone on to play Premier League football. He's a ball-playing centre-back. He's likened to John Stones. I saw in a couple of media outlets that he's decent on the ball, play a pass. And a fee of around £800,000 would get him, which in this market is pretty risk-free, you'd probably say. Wolves and Burnley are the 2 teams that have been linked with him, and of course he wouldn't walk straight into the first team. He would be someone to sit into the under-18s and the under-23 squads. Of course, the under-23s winning the Premier League 2 this week, so congratulations to them. But I think we're going to see this more often, whether it be from the UK or whether it be from abroad. Wolves actually signing these players from sort of 15, 16 and bringing them in to our academy. From a business point of view, it would work really, really well, and we've seen that with Manchester City and so on. But at the same time, for younger players at 12, 13, when you're getting scouted, are you going to look at Wolves and think, yeah, I want to go to them because I know they're going to bring young players in? Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but I don't know what everyone's stance is on it now. As a business point of view, I think this is perfect. And obviously, Jamie Hamilton is another one that has been linked recently. And another 2 defenders that we've been linked with as well. The first one, Barbet, 25-year-old from Brentford in the Championship. He's a 6'2" defender. He can play centre-back or left-back. I don't think he'd really suit a left wing-back role in the Wolves squad. But the Frenchman has made over 100 appearances for Brentford, but he's clearly looking for a new challenge as he's letting his contract expire at the end of this season, as far as we're aware. Wolves, Leeds, Norwich, Norwich have all been linked with him, as well as a number of French clubs, according to the French outlet L'Equipe. He can also hit one as well. He scored a couple of free kicks for Brentford. He likes a shot from range as well. You can imagine him in that back three, just sort of slowly going forward and having a hit from 30 yards. I mean, we've seen Ryan Bennett try it a couple of times this season. But yeah, 25 years old. I think on paper, it's a move that doesn't really suit Wolves. Maybe for one of the two teams, such as Norwich or maybe Leeds, who may get promoted as well. Probably suit them a little bit more. But for Wolves, no disrespect to Yohan, I think they're probably going to be aiming a little bit higher. And by aiming a little bit higher, I mean someone like Nicolas Otamendi, a Premier League winner with Manchester City. He's now 31 years of age, so he's on the other side of his career, I suppose. But Wolves have been linked with him within a number of outlets, really. I saw us linked with him by goal.com a few weeks ago. I think I may have even mentioned it on one of the videos. Another outlet had put Wolves' interest in the last week with Wolves and West Ham. But goal.com have said today, or in the last couple of days, that Otamendi is opting potentially for a move back to his old club Valencia. Nuno actually managed the Argentine at Valencia in a fight at the back system, so we know he can play it. I think Man City have tried it a couple of times as well. But he made 34 appearances for Man City in the league last season when they won 100 points. So we only missed out on, like 4 games out of that amazing season. Number of clubs that have been interested: Valencia, Wolves, moved to the Chinese Super League, Chelsea, Juventus, West Ham, a whole group of names. Wolves have been probably mentioned the most, but in a report from goal.com, as I say, is Otamendi, after announcing he wants to leave Man City, is holding out potentially for a move back to Valencia, depending on if they manage to get European football. They're currently 6th in Spain, and I think they're trying to get Champions League football. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Nicolas Otamendi is like a very, very good defender, and for the direction that Wolves are going for a couple of years, I think he'd be great. We're also linked with Vida, the Croatian centre-back. Again, he's a little bit older. They want 15 million euros for him. I don't know what you guys think about him as well, but Wolves have been linked. We were linked with him a lot in the summer and a little bit in January perhaps as well. So lots of players going on there. The one other thing that I've seen in the news recently is that Wolves have announced a partnership with a team from Hong Kong called the Eastern Long Lions. They started a little scheme almost called the Golden Chance, where on the 16th and 17th of May, so in a couple of weeks' time, Golden Chance will give young players aged 16 to 19 the chance to develop their football skills and knowledge with Wolves. It's a 2-day competition which will see 2 bright Eastern Lion talents earn the opportunity to fly from Hong Kong to the UK for a week-long training. Now, this is interesting because it sounds like Wolves have set up an affiliation with this Eastern Long Lions, which I didn't think it would take long to do with all this press about us going to China and so on. Obviously, we were in Shanghai in pre-season. Eastern Long Lions, it sounds like it's going to be an affiliation with them. This may happen once or twice a season. And you know what? If these young players who have got a serious talent come over to the UK, Wolves are obviously going to try and pick them up. And again, this is another thing for the under-23s and the under-18s. I think if we do manage to sign these players from abroad, the market over in Asia is ridiculous, and Wolves can really tap into that with something like this. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out in the next couple of years or so. I think that is definitely a long-term thing anyway, rather than a short-term thing. But please let me know your thoughts on all the transfer rumours on today's video. Enobakhare, do you think Wolves should opt to keep him for another year? Jamie Hamilton, the young centre-back, is he going to be the newest youngster joining the Wolves academy? Johan Barbet, would you rather see him or Nicolas Otamendi? I think it's not really a big choice. But have a look at Johan Barbet's free kicks. He scored an absolute beauty, I saw on YouTube earlier on as well. But guys, that is all for today. Make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll have the Fulham preview coming up very, very soon. But as I say, not too long until the end of the season. Can Wolves secure that 7th place? Until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you all very, very soon.